So technically I should be doing my history, but I figured I'd do this little video, especially, and I'd also be doing my CSNE project. I need to finish it. It's due Thursday, um, and history's due Friday, although it is an enormous semester paper, and it's worth 20% of the grade, so I am gonna start that tonight, don't worry. Um, Now, what I find interesting is that I I like challenges. I love challenges on topics that I love or like, such as coding and English. I love English class. I'm not sure why I love English class. And then I love challenges on topics that I don't hate. For example, math. Math is a topic that I don't hate. I don't love it. It's just okay. But if there's a challenge involved with it, then I'm up for it. I love a good challenge. However, I hate challenges on topics that I hate, such as Spanish or biology, or in this case, it's not history that I hate, but it's just writing a paper. Everybody hates that. If anybody does, then you're insane. Maybe you should get checked out. But anyways, um, but here's the thing with Unity, it's no longer become a challenge. It now feels super repetitive. It's not as fun, I suppose, which sucks, which is why I moved on to this Minecraft mod. And right now, what I need to do is implement the settings. So, and no, the score, my bad. Okay, so we need to go into the score manager, so we don't have an object for that. So let's create an empty object. Say score manager, and you can see all of this is stuff I've done before. I've done a score manager, I've done a save manager, an audio manager, a state manager. It's no longer fun. So if I just reset this, I'm resetting a component. I'm going back into my assets, creating a new script called score manager. I've done all of this crap before, and I especially hated making UI, but it was necessary. But now I just completely loathe it because it's not a challenge anymore. Unity is not a challenge for me anymore, and I don't know why. I should be, however, this VR thing is going to be a challenge, so hopefully I'll have a lot of fun making that. That's actually why I went back to making Minecraft mods, or not back, that's why I went to making Minecraft mods, because it's something I had never really done before. I had tried it, but I kind of failed miserably because I didn't really know much about coding. But, um, but it's still a challenge, which I'm very happy about. And the thing with Unity is that it's very repetitive. You're creating games, but you're very, I don't know how to say it. I guess the game engine loses something in it. Like, it's very convenient, but it somehow makes it too convenient. Like, it's not fun anymore convenient. So that's one thing. And this script's actually going to be the high score manager and the score manager, because I don't feel like making two. And I think I do have a save manager. Anyways, let's just work on the score manager. So let's just do / score manager. We'll add another note that says high score manager. So in here we want to do the score manager, and let's just do a public void update score, and then we'll pass in the float, which is the player y, and then let's just go over to the player behavior, and over here we'll say we will do game object.find object of type score manager, and do that. And sorry, actually no, that's not very efficient, so let's just go in the start method, because I'm a little too lazy to put in the inspector right now. And let's just create a new object called public score manager. We'll just call it score manager. And you know what? Fuck it. Let's just take, yeah, never mind. So let's go in here. We'll do score manager and say update score, and then we'll just pass in transform dot position dot y. I did take a nap today. First nap I've ever taken, like during the daytime. I think it was at 4. It felt so good, to be honest. I'm not sure why I was exhausted. I got a good night's sleep last night and the night before. Plus it was a weekend, and I don't know, I've never had a nap like that. Maybe it's because just all of those built up nights that I still hadn't made up. And that's honestly just, yeah, probably that. I'm not sure, but I had a nap and it felt so good, and now I'm a lot more energized. And yeah, I'm still procrastinating history. Don't worry, I'll get it done tonight. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try to do at least half of it. Aiming for all of it. So we're passing in the update score manager. And what is the current? Okay, the current position of the player is -12. So let's just make a new variable called, we'll just set it to private. We'll just call it default player position. Set that to -12. That should be float. -12. Whoops. And then, okay, so we're gonna want to have a public void reset score manager. And first of all, and then we're gonna want another float called private float current player y. Current pause y. How about that? No. Current y pause. You know what? Last y player y pause. How about that? And we'll set that to -12f. And whoops. Okay, so let's do that. You can see I'm sounding a bit boring just because this is kind of boring. It's no longer a challenge. Funnily enough, I actually like solving errors. Like, I hate getting them, but I love the process of solving them just because. But what I like more is having it work, but I still love that part, getting the errors and finally fixing it after hours. It turns out to be just one word that I'm missing. But I don't know why. I just like solving problems. So when we reset the score manager, we're just going to set the last player pause equals to default pause position. And we can just do that here. Or not. So we'll set that to -12 always, and in the update score, we can, okay, so we're gonna say if, okay, no, this should be easy. So if the player y is greater than last player y pause, then we're just gonna do a couple of things. So first we're going to want to make a private void increment score, and so the thing is that I don't want it to just like be whenever I'm passing my last Y position, it just increments at a steady pace. Okay, I'm trying to think on how to do that. Okay, so we'll just do increment score for now, and okay, okay. No, we'll deal with that later. And we're also going to want to do last pos equals to player Y. Okay. I think that's gonna work. So now we have to do with the incrementing score. You know what? Whatever. Screw it. So what I'm thinking is let's just do that, and we can do a private float current score. Sorry. The current score. Set that to 0 by default, and then in the reset score manager, we're just gonna say current score equals 0. And I'm just gonna put that here. And when we increment the score, we don't even have to do this. Since we're not doing it the complicated, weird way, we're just gonna do current score plus plus. That's easy enough. Okay. Now we're gonna want a different variable or object, so reference to an object. So let's just do a public. Okay, so we're gonna want to do Unity engine.tmp system.tmp. What is it? Unity.tmp. Okay, it's just tmp. And we can do right here public tmp text. I think we'll just call this current score text, and we'll just say current score text, and then we'll do current score text equals no dot text equals to current score dot to string, just like that. That should be pretty easy. And now if we just go back to our score manager, we want to add that reference, so somewhere over here, game over now. Oh, we don't actually have a score right now. Oh, that's not good. So that means we have to create yet another object. Wonderful. God damn it. Create an empty object called nevermind. That's what it's called. It's called nevermind because we already have it, and I was being an idiot. Do we have it in here? Yes, the game state. Game state, canvas, 0, children, 0, perfect. Game state. And, whoa. Okay, so I forgot how to do this. I think it was like that. There we go. So now that does that, and now we can create a new 2D, no, a new UI called, which is a text mesh pro, and we'll just call this score text. And let's actually turn this off. Turn this on. Score text, it's gonna be, the text is gonna be anchored in the middle. And we'll just want to anchor that in the middle on the Y as well. Let's see, let's just move this up here and change the font. It's gonna be 0 at default. And then the width, we're definitely gonna want to expand it just in case, right? I think we want it to be a little more than 36, maybe 50. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's good. So that starts at 0. Okay, so let's go back to our score manager. Put the score here. There we go. And right here, let's just do a public, like TMP text, or say last score text, public TMP text, and we'll just call this high score text. And we can deal with that later. I guess let's test it out. I'm not sure how this is gonna work or what's gonna happen. Like, I seriously have no clue what's gonna happen, if this is gonna fail or what. Absolutely nothing's happening. Last player position. Whoops. Oh yeah, I put out that's Java. 1 second. Debug.log. And we'll just log the current score. Just to make sure it's not a problem with the text. With the TMP text fields. Okay, that's not even being called. That's the problem. And I'm an idiot because it's in the main menu right now by default. So we'll do infinite and then we'll, oh, okay. Oh yeah, we forgot to put the reference in. What is that? Player behavior? Player, right here, score manager. Just do that. Save this, and run it. Okay, infinite, let's set the player. Okay. I think that works. Player. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Okay, so now we're done with that. So when we reset the score, okay, so now we want to do that and we want to work on the game over. And let's go into our score manager because we're going to want to import that. So the score text, that would be the last score. And the high score would be here. And now we're going to want to say, okay, here we're also going to want to do current score text dot text equals to 0, just like that. But right before we do that, we want to say we're gonna want to private void set game over state. I don't know, lame name, very bad name, but whatever. So here we can say set game over palette, even though it's not a palette. I'm gonna say set game over palette, and in here we'll pass in an int called the last score, and here we'll just pass in the current score. Oh, set that as a float, and we can say last score text. Wait, what? It said last score. What's that referring to? Oh, last score text equals to last score dot toString. Oh, yeah, text. There we go. Okay, now we're also going to want to do the high score. So actually, I'm thinking that these two should switch positions. So this is at Y120. So 120. This will be the old Y. So not sure why it's that specific number, but whatever. And so do that, and high score we'll do another private void check. No, wait. Okay, we can say private bool is high score valid, I guess, and we'll pass in the int last score. You know what? Float last score, and we'll say okay, wait, do we have the save manager set up? Save manager. Nope. Save manager. Okay. And it's saving this. So I would say we can pass in a public save manager called save manager, and then just cut that out so that we can save in and pass that in. So state manager, pass in, nope, wrong thing. Score manager, pass in the save manager. There we go, save that. We can paste this back in. And let's say if last soccer, last score is greater than high score, nope, then save manager dot state dot high score. Then we're gonna do the following, and we're gonna return true. Otherwise, we're just gonna return false. Okay, so let's go back into the save state and check that it's set to 0 by default. It is, that's good. Alright, and then we're just gonna wanna say, so we're setting it to true, and then we're gonna do save manager dot state dot high score equals to last score say this is an integer, and if is high score valid, we'll pass in the last score. Let's do that. Okay, you know what? Let's set all of these to integers. Int current score is also going to be an int. There we go. Equals last score, and then we'll do save manager dot save. Okay. And then here, if the high score is valid, then we're gonna say high score text dot text equals to last score dot toString. And that's it, I believe. So let's save that. Let's use the player. What the hell's in my throat? Alright, forgot. This has to be like this. This has to be like this. Let's play it. And then with the player. Infinite. And then when we die. Ooh. Reset score manager. Oh, this isn't getting called. So we'll call that in the level manager. Okay, I'm not sure why this is here. Reset score manager. So we'll want to do that when we end the game. So we'll say right here, public score manager, and then we will just save that over here. Level manager, and then in the level manager we'll pass in the score manager. See how this is doing most of the work? I just don't know why, but it's not as fun. Actually, no, now that I'm doing it, it's a lot more fun than I thought, but it still feels a little bit boring, just because it's all stuff I've done before. And all of the errors I do get are just like stupid human errors. So we'll do score manager dot reset score manager. Alright. Let's go into the level manager, save that. Run this. Oh, and since we're on the topic of boring, I was watching a Vsauce video. Yes, bully me for watching Vsauce, whatever. And it was really interesting. It talked about boredom. Okay. Sorry. That's, and essentially what he said was, when something is boring, it is because you're paying attention to time, right? Something is boring because you're actually focusing on what time, on time itself and counting the seconds yourself, in which case, because you're focusing on time and not on what you're doing, it feels very long. It feels like an eternity. However, when you're not paying attention to time and you're doing something, may not be fun, but at least it's making your brain think, such as watching a scary movie, or maybe, you know, participating in the running of the bulls. You know, at least that's something to remember. So when you think, so therefore you're not paying attention to time, and it feels like time flew by. Therefore, the phrase "time flies by." When you're having fun. However, when you look back on those two moments and compare them, the one where you're counting the seconds, the one that's boring, will feel like a blip. However, the one where you are having lots of fun will feel like an eternity. Why is that? Because the one the one that you are having fun in. At the moment, you're not paying attention to time, but when you're looking back at it, you remember it because it's memorable, because your brain was being used a lot more than when you're not doing anything, and when you're counting time, and when you're bored, in which case your brain's not being used, in which case that makes it less memorable. And yeah, okay, so what I did wrong was last score should be this, and high score should be this. It's my bad. Right, let's run it, infinite. Select the player, move him up, get some points. Die. Okay. Score manager. Is something not being called? Alright, let's do a debug.log. We'll debug.log. Wait, I just forgot what we're... Oh yeah. Save manager dot state dot high score. Not only will this see what the high score is, but it'll kill two birds with one stone and see if it's actually being called. Alright, so let's run it. Do that. Player, move him up. When we die... Okay, it is being called. Thinks it's 0, that's good. Kind of. Because it means the current score... It means it's being called, but the current... that's why. I'm an idiot. Alright, there we go. Just arrange some code. Run it. Now it should work. Player, move him up. When I die, I will... There we go. Now, when I do infinite, once again, move up. Okay, let's move him a lot farther up. Now when I die, let's see. Okay, infinite button. When I move up this time, one. Yep, it worked. That's perfect. Alright, we are done with the score part. We just need to do the settings, which I'm thinking of doing tomorrow. Tomorrow we have our science testing, but yeah, that's it. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. However, once this week is over, I will start uploading my coding mod videos, just because I don't have time to code any mods right now. This is actually for my CSNE project. The asshole that Miss Martinez is, she assigned another quiz. You know, she doesn't teach. Like, everything grades itself. Even, like, our entire semester grade is determined by VHL. I'm not even kidding. Like, it tells you what grade is. Anyways, and then we have a science project and a history paper. I'm just waiting for tomorrow to be over, because that's when we're testing. That's going to be the main stressor. Or that is the main stressor. But yeah, hope you all have a good day. Hope to see you in the next video. Hopefully I'll be uploading soon after that, after this week, on the Minecraft mod videos. See y'all tomorrow.